Hey guys, welcome back to Church Tech Talks. Hey, today I want to talk about how to film your Sunday morning services. I'm going to talk about what cameras we use, what lenses we use, and how we compose our shots to create something that people actually want to watch. So let's jump right in. All right, so here is our side camera. It's an Ursa Mini Pro. We've got a Sigma 120 to 300 lens on it. It's sitting on just some rails right here. You can see we got these on Amazon, and then we have it on a Manfrotto. I think it's either a 501 or a 502 head. And then we've got these hi-hats. I think I've linked to these before in the video where I showed this whole stand and how we made this, but I'll link to it again here. And then if I spin this around, we've got these Manfrotto handlebars, controller, and a 4K Feel World screen here, a little monitor for our camera guys to see a little bit bigger. We were using this monitor up here, but it's just a little too small, so we opted to go for something a little bit bigger that works a little bit better for our camera operators. On the other side of the camera, you'll see that we have a pull focus here. These normally you can control them by hand right here, are for focusing, but we've got it hooked up to zooming in and out. And then we just put a long pull bar on it, so from the back our camera operators can zoom in and out fairly easily. So as you may have noticed already, that is not a B4 lens. That is an EF lens. That's correct. We got EF mounts on our Blackmagic Ursas because we don't do a lot of zooming in and out during our service. In fact, we don't really do any zooming in and out. We put the camera, we frame it up where we want it, we focus it, and that's pretty much it for our service. So while they're not parfocal, which means that you can zoom in and zoom out and it's gonna maintain its focus, they're a lot cheaper and they're really good glass, and there's just a lot of options for them. So what that means is we can take these lenses off these cameras and we can put them onto our 6D and shoot events throughout the week, which made more sense to us. Yeah, they're not parfocal, but we're gonna be able to use them in a lot of different areas and they're cheaper. All right, so here is the back camera right here. This is right in the back of our sanctuary. You'll see that it's pretty much the same setup in terms of what's on the camera with the exception of the lens. We have a Canon 72 to 200 on here. This is getting a wide shot for us. What this allows us to do is have a little bit of depth of field. We can drop the aperture down so that we get some depth of field in our shot. We can do the same to kind of get matching depth of field on that side camera. And that just makes our shot look a little more cinematic. And that brings us to our third and final shot, which is this camera. I've already done a video on this and I'll link to it. It is an unmanned camera. It's on a slider, so this is gonna go back and forth, kind of like that. And it's gonna give us a shot over the heads of everyone, kind of a wide shot of the entire stage. That is with the Blackmagic Micro Cinema camera. And we've got a Sigma, I believe it's a 50mm lens with a Metabone speed booster on there to help us get a little bit more depth of field. Now, what settings you should run is really going to depend on your situation, what cameras you're using, what lenses you're using, what your lighting is, what your room looks like, all that stuff. But for us, we just really wanted something that looked really cinematic. So we wanted a lot of depth of field, and we shoot at 24 frames a second. And the reason we do that is because that's the cinematic look. It's 24 frames a second. Now, that causes issues going into our switcher. We use the Blackmagic switcher, and they don't play too nicely with 24, and especially Mac computers going into those don't look great at 24. So what we did to fix that is we actually put a converter on each one of our cameras to bring it up to 60 going into the switcher. When we're recording onto CFast cards on the cameras themselves, and then we compile them all later and edit later. It's how we were doing it anyways. And it ended up working out for us in this situation because we can convert everything to 60, take it into the switcher, and leave our Mac at 60. That way we don't get choppy video playback. We had dealt with that for a while. So that's pretty much it. That's what we do. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. And otherwise, I'll catch you guys later.